Ladies and gentlemen, time for day 15 of the Crypto Challenge. 6 months, 1,500 to 250K. Here to bring you the latest in crypto news and guide you through some swing trades. The one, the only, Mr. Techie.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome everyone to day 15. This is the point where 2 weeks have ended and we officially start the third week of our 26-week journey into turning 1,500 USD into 250,000. Now, the tradition before we start anything else, as you guys know, we gotta come here, we gotta click on our estimated value, wait for it to load, and we are at 1454.17. So if we come back here to our daily, 1454.17, I believe it was. I don't want to put it in wrong and then too many people come and start moaning. There we go. So we are up 4.53% in the last 24 hours, and the 24 hours prior to that we were up 3.76%. And if you guys remember, we calculated that we would need a gain of 3.1% starting from day 15 on average in order to reach our goal after 26 weeks or 182.5 days for those of you who are mathematic fans, of 250,000 USD. So, if you guys remember a couple of days ago, we put out a video, or our stream, and it was called, Is It Over? Well, we've started to go back up quite nicely here, guys. We've made quite a bit of decent percentage over the last couple of days. We are now back above where we originally were, and we started with 1420 USD. And we are currently at 1454, and that gives us an average gain of 2.39%. So the last few days have been good to us, okay, despite the fact, and this is something that a lot of people didn't quite understand, despite the fact that we are holding the majority of our funds in USDT, we are still making money because we are still holding some of the alts that were not so profitable at a previous time. And again, guys, this is why we did not sell those assets when we sold, because they were at a loss, and we decided if we sell them at a loss, we are accepting that loss. However, if we hold them, since there is still a chance that things may go up, as they did in this case, then we can still potentially make some profits. So guys, that's why we held on to them, okay? If we come and have a look quickly at our coins and see how they are performing today and update our trade sheets, it should give us a rough idea of where things are going. Click on favorites, 27488 for Walton, 27488. Let's come up to Mr. Walton, 27488. Thank you very much, Mr. Walton. You are almost going green. I will be happy to sell you at some point very, very soon. And then we also have Mr. Walton here at 7.92. I don't know why, for some reason, this does not seem to be a correct number. Did we buy it back higher than where we were? Or did we buy everything in lower? Let me just check this trade, guys, because I'm a little bit suspicious about this. So we're looking for the Walton trade on the 4th of Feb. Let's go and have a look. the web application. Always confuses me. If we click on more, and we come up here, we are looking for between the 3rd and the 4th. Let's search. And Walton, yes, we did buy Walton at 298,220, so that was correct. Okay, so we checked out the price of Walton. Now let's go and check out the price of ICX and see how our ICX is doing. So ICX currently at 4805, so we come back here, 4805, and we can copy that and paste. Yep, that's correct. We can paste it in there, and as you guys can see, ICX still hasn't really recovered, whereas Walton has. So let's quickly have a look at Walton and see what it's done over the last 24 hours. Now I also get to click there. So we cut off the stream. Now we're looking at the 2-hour window. Let's go down to 15 minutes. Okay, and we cut off, can't even remember what the date is today. There we go, 15th. Yep, 15th at 1 AM my local time. So as you guys can see here, from this point here, Walton has been making some very, very beautiful gains over the last 24 hours. And now if we click over onto ICX, we can see that ICX as well kind of had a bit of a dip after we had the stream yesterday. It went up a little bit and then it dipped down, took a bit of a harder hit, and then it started gaining very recently. So someone's saying it's a different date, so you probably bought at a different price. Not sure what that's in reference to. But guys, I am always one day ahead calendar-wise because I am based in Europe, and by the time we come to do the stream, it's 1 AM for me. So there's a little bit of wiggle room there that we have to allow for those quick calculations. Okay, so we have checked up what ICX has been doing. We have seen what Walton is doing. Unfortunately, neither of them are in profit yet, so we are not at a point to sell. Let me delete this bit of information down here. Okay, guys, if you want to ask me a question on YouTube, please be sure to proceed it with a capital letter Q. And if you want to ask me a question on the Discord server, then please be sure to tag me there. Use the @ symbol and then Mr. Techie. I'm joined today. Ooh, Damilon has arrived. I am joined today by Crypto Romeo, Damilon, Grizz, and Jeff. And of course, thank you very much to Markko for the intro graphics as usual. How are you guys doing today?
Great, man.
All right. So, now the title of the video says, "Let's make some money." Okay. And even though we have been making some money, even though we barely did anything over the last few days, but we still made some money. We want to try and make some good money today. And today there's been an opportunity to swing a coin called LTC or Litecoin. Okay. Now initially in our calendar week, we were going to do swing trading in week 8. Okay. But what we're going to do is that it may be a little bit difficult to kind of go through everything and kind of wait till week 8 till we swing, because we are a little bit behind, although not really technically, but there's a great opportunity to make some money on LTC. So after speaking with John and speaking with some people in the team, we have decided that maybe potentially for today, we might make a small exception and try and do a quick swing while we are live. And if we are unable to sell by the time we finish the stream, then we will carry it on in the voice channels on the Discord server. If you are not signed up to the Discord server, then I highly suggest you do. Okay, the link to the Discord server is on the website, and the link to the website is in the video description. And while you're checking out the video description, be sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up to the video. And if you have any feedback, leave some feedback. L'Oreal Julian saying, what is the difference between day trading and swing trading? What is swing trading, by the way? That, sir, is a very, very, very good question. And that's actually the first thing that I was going to start off with. So, what is the difference between swing trading and day trading? The definition of both of those change from the normal traditional markets, i.e. Forex or stocks or commodities or potatoes, and they change significantly in crypto. It's one of those things that when it comes to crypto, they mean something different. In other markets, swing trading is when you buy a stock in, when it's down, and you wait for it to go up, and then you sell when it's up. Now, this process can take several days. Okay, it's not a quick, just do a very quick swing and that's it. Day trading, on the other hand, in other markets, means whereby your strategy is based around buying a coin and selling it on the same day. Okay. Whereas when we come to crypto, swing trading means when you're buying a coin, when it's at the bottom of a little dip, with the intention to sell it once it goes back up again. Okay. And day trading is very, very commonly used just for a person who makes trades every day. Okay. And I think, Damilon, you also involved in some other markets, is that correct?
For swing trading?
Or no, just in general, you're aware of some other markets. I know Greylan is who's with us in the YouTube chat, but I believe you also, did you ever deal in any other markets?
I mean, I only tend to trade as far as long-term stocks and retirement, so I don't do any swing trading with like the stock market or anything like that.
Okay. So guys, essentially then in the crypto world, which is what this whole challenge is about, swing trading is buying an asset or buying a coin when it's at a low point, watching it rise up and selling it at the top. And I believe the difference between why it happens in crypto versus why it happens in other places is because in crypto, you can have a coin that rises, I don't know, 500% in one day on some crazy occasions for some crazy coins. You don't get that in stocks. You don't get that in Forex. You don't get that in other markets. And so here swinging is a lot more of a kind of quicker thing to do. All right. You do get long swings, okay, whereby the process may take one day or longer. Okay. But generally swing trading would be completed. One swing should generally be completed within a few hours. Okay. If the market is at a really, really great time, okay, then you could potentially do one swing per hour, okay, and each time make some good profits. However, if the market is really slow, sometimes your swing may take a couple of days. Okay, so that's the difference in terms between swing trading in crypto and in other markets. So what are we planning to do? Well, we've been looking at Litecoin, and I've got Litecoin open here in front of me, guys. And even from yesterday, or even the day before yesterday, I believe, we were looking at it kind of going up and then coming down a bit, and then jumping up and coming back down a bit, going up quite a bit and down. Okay, so essentially, I'm just being told Litecoin has a red candle. Let me just check something, guys. Please hold the line. And I'm back. Sorry about that. So, what I'm going to do now is, if I find the correct place here, I can never remember which one it is. There's the one with the shapes. There we go. Okay, so essentially what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to put little arrows, okay, and show you guys the potential points, or the most common points that people would have seen for a potential swing. Okay, now I'm just going to draw them as a demonstration. These are not maybe accurate points, but these are points that many people would have seen and potentially would have bought at. Okay, so we're going to start all the way back here. Okay, so let's zoom in. Okay, and come across to here. Okay, so as you guys can see, it started to climb up. Okay, and then it kind of went sideways. I'm looking at the 15-minute candles. Okay, and then went up again. And then it started to go sideways. When it started to go sideways, some people thought, I wonder what's going to happen with that. okay? But some people, potentially, if they had done the correct technical analysis, the correct TA, okay, then they would have potentially bought here, okay? And then if they had bought here, and if we get that price range, so we can see it, that there is 176, and then they potentially would have come around and sold at this point here, okay? Now, so it went up from 17, let's just come a little bit closer. It went up from 176 up to 186, okay? And if we come back to our trade sheet, okay, and we're just going to enter in the information here. So it went from 176 we don't actually want that, to 186, okay? I put it in the wrong column, isn't it? 176. Okay. So, just in the space, the very short space of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, okay, it actually went up 5.58%, okay? So, we aim for a target every day of 3.1% currently, okay? And so making 5.58% on a trade is a very good start, specifically if it only takes you 1 hour. So let's have a look at another place where people would have potentially bought. Now, when it goes sideways a little bit, it's not as clear, it's not as obvious where you should buy. But when you come to places like this, the signs like to become a lot clearer. So somebody would have potentially bought at the bottom here, okay? If they noticed the action was going up, as soon as it started to come down, okay, then they would have a look and they would start to check out the various indicators. And guys, I'm going to show you the various indicators, okay? They start to come down and then they would buy somewhere around here, okay? Probably not directly at the bottom, okay? But they would have bought around this area here, around these candles. And then they would have waited for it to go up, okay? Seen various indicators as well, and then sold around here. So if we check this level here, that's 221 up to 233. And if we put that as well into our thing, so 221, 233, again, 5%, okay? That is essentially what can be classed as a good swing. Anything in the positive percent is always a good swing. Okay, if you start to go down, then it gets a little bit worrying. Now, how can you actually look at a swing? And of course, again, guys, you can have a look down here. You can see if you bought down at the bottom here, when you saw this big red happening. And guys, just so you're aware, on the CoinVX Discord server, there have been people swinging LTC for the last few days, okay? And I know a lot of them are watching here as well. So if you guys want to actually share your amazing trades and what you've actually done, then by all means. But you would have bought down at the bottom here, or around somewhere along this big red candle here, because you would look at the TA and you would see that, oh, it looks like we're going back up. So again, you sell, you buy, and then you sell. And then it comes along a little bit more, it starts to come down, buy, and you sell. Okay, so what essentially does this all mean, and how can you use it to your benefit? Now, getting started with swing trading is a very risky business, because you could very easily misinterpret the charts. You could very, very easily misinterpret what is happening, okay? And potentially you could buy in at a point and then you lose money, okay? So what is the indicator? Now, remember, TA week was meant to be last week. Unfortunately, the Jack Low was unavailable. So I'm going to be introducing it this week. And the first indicator we're going to look at, okay, is RSI, okay? And if you come into your trading view, sorry, not compare, and you just click on indicators and you type in RSI, the RSI is Relative Strength Index, Okay, and essentially relative strength index. This is the most basic indicator that people should learn how to use. There are more, what would you say, more complex ones that should be learnt as well. But just getting started, RSI is a nice, good indicator to use. Now, some people may say, Techie is just copying exactly what the charts are doing above. That is not correct, okay? But we will have a look at what the RSI is. So, the RSI is a graph that goes up and down and appears to mimic exactly the coin's movements, okay? Now, along the side here, there are various numbers. And then there's a beautiful channel all the way through, okay? So, what is the RSI? If we go over to Investopedia, and you guys should maybe get a little bit familiar with this, okay? If you just type in RSI, Investopedia will come up and give you a very nice explanation. I would read it out to all you guys, but I think maybe it might be a little bit boring. It's essentially, it's a measurement of the momentum of a coin, okay? And it's got a very simple calculation, okay? That's the mathematical formula for it. So for those people who always say, oh, TA is rubbish, it's based on nothing. No, it's based on mathematics, science, and historical data, okay? So it provides an approximation or an evaluation of how strong something is performing, how strong something is going. Okay, and so if we come back here, we have an RSI of 70 and an RSI of 30, and then we've got this beautiful channel here right now. What does above 70 mean? What does below 30 mean? And what's in the middle? Above 70, okay, it generally, when the chart comes down, when it goes above 70, it means that this coin is becoming overbought. Okay, what happens when a coin is overbought? It means too many people bought it, not enough people in the market want to buy it anymore, and as a result, the momentum of it is going to really slow down. Okay, so when there's momentum on a coin is when there's lots of sales and lots of buys. And I believe as well, if we open up right now the indicators, let's just get the very basic volume. Okay, then you can kind of see as well that there comes periods where you've got the big reds as well correspond to the dips in the RSI. And the reason why is because when people start selling it, okay, then it goes from being oversold because people are selling it into going, overbought into going oversold. So above 70 generally indicates that an asset is overbought, and below 30 indicates that an asset is oversold. Oversold means too many people got rid of it, there's not enough people holding it, suddenly people are going to want it. So if we have a look here, we're going to come back in the historical time, and you guys can see here that this here was a beautiful dip. Okay, and when this started to dip, you can also see that the RSI started to go down as well. And if you were watching this live, okay, the RSI may not have directly gone all the way to the bottom because that was a very fast drop. And even if we go down into the 5-minute candles, now I've got to find that same point again, there we go. Okay, so you can see that on the 5-minute candles, you would have noticed that a lot earlier, that we dipped below the RSI, and so then you would have started to buy in at a point there. Okay, if you go up even to something like 1 hour, and I believe we were talking about this point here, okay, things start to look a little bit different. We haven't even gone into the oversold phase yet for quite a while. Okay, there were some peaks back here. If you guys remember our big famous dip where BTC went down to 6K, that's over here. Okay, and you can see how over here at several points it was marked as sold. So when you are swing trading, tip number 1, understand MACD. And I suggest that each of you goes out, sorry, not MACD, RSI. I suggest that everybody goes out, go to Investopedia and read this, okay? And if you want to really cement it in your mind, print it out and read it 10 or 15 times, okay? There's a lot of information in here, and essentially this will allow you to do some better swing trades than if you're just looking blindly, okay? So does this mean then that when a coin comes below this point that you should buy, and does it mean that when a coin goes above this point that you should sell? No, it is not a direct indicator. It is not something that has buy and sell written all over it, okay? It is simply just showing you how a coin is overbought or oversold. For example, in this swing here, it never actually went down. It was still hovering around this line here, okay? But when it hit the top over here, you can see that it went up, okay? It climbed up above that line again, okay? And then it flipped and started to go back down. And the same thing happens with each little peak. It went a little bit above the line and back down, and then a little bit above the line and back down, okay? Over here, however, because it had dropped so much, okay, it did not directly take off, and therefore this line didn't end up being all the way up here. So sometimes you have to evaluate the chart and the movement of the chart and simply use RSI as an indicator on which way things are heading in the short term. If we also go down to the 5 minutes, at this same point here, okay, you can see that we didn't go above the line all the way from over here. Okay, but what we did see was that when we dipped down and we came back up again, we came to a point where we started to level off and then go back down again. Okay, so I'm trying to explain right now swing trading to you before we actually go and buy something, okay? So that we don't just go in blindly and buy something and then everybody's like, well, what the hell, man? So today we have introduced RSI in its most basic form, okay? I personally don't use RSI. I use a different version of RSI called Stoch RSI, and we will cover that tomorrow or possibly the day after we have covered another indicator which is called MACD, M-A-C-D, or Moving Average Convergence Divergence, I believe. Let me bring it up. I can never remember the name of it. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Okay. So this is what we will be covering tomorrow, guys. The MACD indicator, and we're also going to look at how we can utilize MACD in association with Stoch or in association with RSI, okay, to better make evaluations on trades. Okay. Now another thing that you can look out for, okay, is something called the divergence between what the chart is doing, okay, and what the MACD is doing. So as an example right now, I'm going to look at this point here. I'm just going to switch off auto so I can move things about a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to have a look at this point here, and we're going to draw a line. You remember trend lines, guys? We covered them before. I'm just going to draw a rough trend line right there. Okay, so you guys can see the angle of that trend line. Now, if I come into Stoch and I draw another trend line, you guys can see how different the angle actually is. And just to prove it, oh, I can't drag it up. Okay, I can't prove it. So, but you guys can see that the angle is significantly different. And this actually tells a bit of a story. Okay, we're going to come back as well. Let's just go back to perhaps this point here. Where would be a nice point to give this as an example? Oops, not what I wanted to do. We can have a look at that. There is almost two identical to here. Actually, we could go there. So if we come here, and we can, for example, just draw a flat line going across there, okay, we can see that at the top of this area here, we kind of reached that area over here. However, if we come back into into RSI, I keep saying Stotch, guys, you're going to have to excuse me because I usually use Stotch. You can see then that this line here has gone above. That there is called the divergence, and again, we're going to cover that. What is the divergence? How can you use it to your benefit? How can you use it to predict the movement of the charts? How much of a divergence is a difference, etc. And we're going to cover that tomorrow when we cover moving average convergence divergence, okay? Because that will be directly related, the same terminology within there. I'm just keeping an eye on the time as well, because we don't really have that much time to do everything today. Right now I'm looking at MACD. So a lot of people, if you were on the server earlier on today and swing trading LTC with John, John actually put I believe on the voice, he mentioned buying directly at this bottom point here. Okay, buying at that bottom point there. Okay, and everybody sold around the 220 mark. Is that correct? Does anyone remember what the mark everyone sold at? No.
That's where I sold.
Yeah. So in actual fact, guys, if I go back to where I remember, it was approximately at this point here. Okay, 213, maybe even a little bit higher, that people started to buy in. Okay, as it was dipping down. All right, and then it started to climb back up again. All right, and people sold up here. Now, there is still a lot of steam behind LTC. Okay. Now, someone's saying you could check this picture on Discord I posted. Thank you very much. Yep. There's still a lot of steam behind LTC right now. Okay. And I would have liked that we got in all the way at the bottom and rode it all the way up to the top, but I wasn't comfortable in going on stream for 15 minutes and being like, guys, we're going to do a swing trade. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Take care. This is what we're buying and this is why we're buying it. Okay. So now that we've kind of explained everything, I'm a little bit happier about that. However, just 1 second. I'm just checking what the general consensus of the stuff is, guys, because swing trading, ideally you need not just RSI as an indicator, specifically when you're already up at this level here. I'm not completely comfortable just going in and buying at this level here. So I just checked, and some people are suggesting nano as a potential thing to do. Oh my God.
Yep,
okay.
We just missed it.
Yep, okay, we did miss it. Wow.
I'm actually in it now.
Damilon is riding it in the background. Guys, these are generally called waves, okay? And that essentially you ride the wave, just as in surfing. You will ride the wave as it starts to pick up and starts to come down. I missed a question on the Discord server. The RSI peaks are all the time happening before the peaks of the value and vice versa. Okay, I'm just going to do this, guys, so that then I think maybe it might be interesting to see this. So as a candle is forming, okay, you can see how the RSI is moving, okay? So right now, nano is kind of coming down a bit, and as a result, the RSI is dropping ever so slightly, okay? Now, if suddenly this candle was to go up, then we would go above this line here. But again, I'm looking on the 1 minute chart just so that you guys can see how it actually moves. I don't think we can go any less than that on here. Okay, so the chart moves as the candles are formed. Okay, so as here, for example, you can see a very, very good example. We went above the line and then it dropped off. Okay, and then we kind of started going around, okay? And then we went up again over here, and it peaked on the RSI, and then it came back down. So if you had been following this for a while and looking at this chart, although this is on the 1 minute, and I never ever suggest looking at the 1 minute chart for swings, guys. Do not do that, please. Okay, then imagine this was the 15-minute chart and it had been doing this all day, where it barely touches over and goes over and then comes under to the middle. Then you would have sold as it went over and then waited for it to come down, level off, purchase a little bit more, wait for it to take off, wait for it to go over, sell, wait for it to come back down, level off, level off, level off. Here it dipped down a little bit, so then you would have just bought a little bit more, and here potentially it may go up. Okay, so we've got people now saying LTC is dropping as soon as we switch away from LTC. So let's go back to LTC USDT. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute chart. I was like, what happened? When did we drop so hard? 15 minutes, Mr. Techie, please. Yep, it does look like LTC is dropping a little bit now. However, just judging by its previous stuff here, we had our two major dips below the 30 on the RSI. I don't know why it never actually shows 30 here. It would be nice actually if it oh, there we go. Okay. So let's see then. So we did have a few good waves. Okay. But we are still quite high up in the towards the oversold. Okay, all the way up here. For now, I'm just gonna wait. Okay, I'm going to observe it and I'm going to see how it goes. And now guys, if any of you have never ever done a swing trade before and you want to get started with swing trading, the best possible advice that you can follow is the following. Don't start swing trading with money. Sounds stupid, sounds crazy, but if you get a piece of paper and a pen, okay, and say for example you saw LTC like this, and after we talk about MACD and some other indicators, you were confident that it would start to go up. When you come to buy, you would write down on your piece of paper 219.53, and then you would draw a small little arrow next to it, okay, saying up, because you believe it's going to go up. Now you wait and you see how the chart reacts. You don't just sit there right now and go, oh no, it's already gone down 30 cents. Oh shit, I lost that one. No, you wait, you observe the next few candles. Okay, if it starts to go up in the next few candles, then you can give yourself a tick. If it goes down and continues going down, then you put a cross. Okay, now you repeat this process for when you believe you're going to buy, as well as when you believe you're going to sell. So for example, if it was at 225 and I thought it was going to start to go down, I would write 225.22, put a down arrow and watch. If it started to go down, then I give myself a tick.
If it is stuck, I think. Or
The
not.
stream is stuck?
Can you move your mouse?
People
Yes,
saying the
stream is
stream is stuck. Okay.
Now it moves again. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, no idea. Sorry, guys. When you come to do the sale, you put the price as well. You put a down arrow indicating that you believe that the chart will go down at that point. You observe the next few candles and you watch and you see, and if it does follow your prediction of it going down within the next few candles, next 2 to 3, maximum 4 candles on the 15-minute chart, absolute maximum, then you can put a cross and say, no, I didn't get that one right. When you start to get, on average, 8 out of every 10 of those calls correct, okay, then you can start to put in maybe $50, okay? And you do the same process again. You start with just $50 and you try to buy into something and keep note of it on paper as well, okay? Just keep note of it on paper. And you start to swing trade with that $50. If you end up at something like $40 or even $35, you go back to your paper and pen method. You take the money out and you go back to your paper and pen method. However, if you start to go up from that $50 to about $70, $75, then start to increase how much money you are swinging with. Okay? Why is everybody swinging on the Discord server? If you haven't been registered there, the link to the Discord server is on the website, which has a link in the video description. Then, because John was guiding everybody on the swing. Okay, so I'm getting reports that the sound is cutting out. Is the sound cutting out for everyone, or is it just a couple of users perhaps? Let's just have a see. Okay, so John was guiding people on the Discord server, okay, because he is looking at the indicators, and he is not just looking at the basic indicators or the more advanced indicators. His screen, well, I believe we actually have one of his screens here. His screens start to look like this, okay? They start to look like Rain Man got into crypto, okay? And so as a result, through all of his crazy technical analysis, he is able to predict with a good degree of accuracy the movement on the market. Okay. Okay. So. Oh, and he's also patient. So yesterday, guys, they were swing trading LTC, and it was a what was it, guys? 7 hour or 7.5 hour swing. Is that correct?
I believe it was 9 even.
9 hours. Okay, so it was even a 9-hour swing.
Yeah, it was quite a while.
Yeah, it took up my workday.
Yeah, so you gotta have patience, guys. Okay. However, today there have been more opportunities for swings. Okay, because LTC has kind of started to do a few more opportunities, and things became a little bit clearer on where we can buy and where we can sell. Okay. So that is why a lot of people were on the Discord server today, and a lot of people made some good money today, some very good gains, anywhere from 5 to 10% on what they were swinging. Some people managed to buy right at the bottom here and then sell right at the top up here at 223, so that there would have been a 10 or 12% gain on their trading stack, whatever they put into it. The same thing with this one here earlier. That was beautiful. In the space of half an hour, you're getting some very, very, very good gains on your stack right there. Someone's saying XRP low on the RSI. Good for an example. Let me check that out. XRP BTC. There we go. All right. It's not quite that low yet. However, as we can see here from the historical stuff, it doesn't really go over sold that much. It doesn't do it very often. Okay. It did it once here before it had this absolutely insane run. Okay. And then it kind of came back. And again, you had this run here where we got quite close to the RSI, crossing over into being overbought, but then it started to come back down again. So it's not quite that low yet. I haven't really done proper TA on Ripple for a while, so I am not too sure about what it's doing. I'm also getting someone telling me TRX, BTC.
It's up at 488 now from 460 45 minutes ago.
Okay, so it went 460 to 488. Now, guys, sometimes you can see a giant candle like this, and people are like, but always do the math. 460 to 488. We come here and we put in here 460 to 488. That's a 6% gain. Okay. Always double check on these things. Always use your book here. Okay, for the orders. Always use it. Don't just try and do crazy things and look at a candle, go, oh my god, that's massive. If the coin has barely moved for a while, any candle will look like it's massive. Okay. So as you guys can see, actually this might be interesting to watch here on the stream, although we only have 14 minutes left. As you guys can see, it kind of went up and it went into overbought. Okay. This generally right now, just from looking at this and the way it has gone up, if we were in a normal market, I would quite confidently say this is going to turn red very, very soon. Okay, potentially even in this candle. Let's see how long is left on this candle. Yeah, there's 12 minutes left. There is a big potential for this candle to turn red. Okay, specifically because if you have a look at the previous candle, it went all the way up to here. But before the candle closed, it started to come all the way down. Someone saying, I thought overbought was up. Yes, overbought. Did I say oversold? What did I say?
Overbought. I'm pretty sure you said overbought.
I thought I said overbought. Yeah. Okay. So when this candle climbed up, before the candle closed, before the time ran out, okay, it started to come all the way back down to here. Okay. Now this candle here started to grow as well, but with the way that RSI is right now, way above the line of it being overbought, then I would say that it's potentially going to have a little bit of a dip. Now, what would happen? In what cases will it not have a dip? In cases like this, okay? So let's just zoom in a little bit over here, guys. All right, we can see over here that the candle went up quite hard, quite high. We've got a very similar pattern to what we're having right now, whereby the candle went up. The wick isn't that big on it. Okay, this candle started, and I'm going to look, just by looking at the candle, I'm going to believe that this turned into a red candle. But then by the time it closed again, it went back to being green. Okay, and if we bring this guy down here a little bit, we can see how the movement or the momentum of the sales, etc., kind of changed a little bit. All right, and you can see it reflected. Oh, we're looking at this point here. I need to look at the correct point. Yeah, okay, here. Sorry about that, guys. I was thinking it's a little bit odd. It's changed a little bit, but no. So we're looking at this candle here. Okay, it leveled off as it went into the next candle. Okay, and then it shot up yet again. Now, prior to that, you would have seen it gone over. You potentially would have sold. Okay, because you said, this is oversold now. It started to come back down a bit, and then the next candle would have started, and you would have missed out. So that's why you never just completely rely on RSI. Okay, you use it along with some other indicators, again, that we will cover tomorrow. Let's have a look at how it's doing now. Went quite far back, didn't we? So this one here is still a nice big green. Okay, I think this might be interesting just to keep on in the background now. It's currently at 80. And previously it likes to go up. Can reach quite high sometimes and then come back down again. All right, so we're just going to watch this, guys. If you have any questions right now, please, if you're on YouTube, put a capital letter Q. However, if you are on Discord, then please tag me in the question. Feel free to ask questions. I'm going to go through right now, saying RSI levels can be set depending on personal preference as well. Some exchanges default to 80 for overbought, 20 for oversold, others for 70-30. Yes, that is correct. You can adjust the RSI. You click on the small gear icon there, and you come into inputs, and you can also come into style, and you can adjust where your upper line is and where your lower line is. Okay. Some people prefer different colors. All right. What will help you dictate where the upper and lower line is? Different people use different settings in different scenarios. For example, I know that some people prefer to use different numbers if they are looking at longer terms of time, okay, and then change the numbers if they're looking at shorter terms of time. That is one way in which you can change the numbers. I would say for now, just stick with the default, and as you become more advanced in stuff, then you can potentially look at changing the values. Someone's saying, make the Binance desktop... they were talking about the RSI on the Binance desktop app being at a completely different level. Perhaps you were looking at a different coin, sir. Does someone know what the value is you can adjust for RSI on the Binance desktop app? The one you can adjust when you press the green gear on top of the RSI. Never mind, found it out in the time period. I'm glad you found that out. Jeff is saying here, let's extend the stream by 15 minutes. I'm not too sure, guys, right now. Initially, we were going to swing Litecoin or LTC. However, it's taking a little bit of a dip right now. Oh no, it started to gain again.
Yeah, I whispered you, but I know you're busy.
Yep. Okay, so I don't want to focus too much on TRX or Nano, the other coins that people have been talking about, because I know John will be covering the swing on LTC later on today. And so it's good for you guys to learn on the stream here, and then potentially you can utilize that information later on when you come to the Discord server. Someone's saying BTC 10,200 on Binance. Yep, I have that open here. And we can see 10,190. Not quite 10,200. 10,200 is a very different number. Okay, so 2 Coins 1 Cup saying earlier in the Discord, I saw someone posted that when BTC goes up, people sell their altcoins to jump on. That doesn't make sense though, right? Don't the altcoins follow BTC? Ah, that's a very, very interesting question. Usually in a bull market, when BTC suddenly starts to rise, alts go down in value slightly. But not all alts are created equally, and not all of them always follow the same rule. Occasionally, okay, some alts will follow BTC, some will oppose, and some will ignore. Generally, it's those 3 options: follow, oppose, or ignore. Now, when BTC goes up in value too quick, what actually happens then is that the value of the coins is also going up too quick. And the people will start to sell the coins, thus making the coins kind of a little bit less valuable, i.e. then they can start to go down. Another thing that happens as well is that a lot of coins, their value is more closely, what should we say? It's not directly tied to Satoshi value. Okay, or it's not, effectively tied to Satoshi value, and there are also other trading pairs. So if BTC starts to go up and a coin, okay, is also on Ethereum or something else, okay, then it will generally try to hold its value at the dollar value, because that's the commonality between the Ethereum and the Bitcoin, at that dollar value. And so that alt will look like it's going down, but in actual fact it's staying level with dollar value, just going down in Satoshi value. I think maybe I complicated a few people by saying all that stuff. So normally, yes, when BTC goes up, alts may go down. However, some alts also go up. When BTC is uncertain, okay, as it has been for the last few days, and a lot of people have been in USDT, okay, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, nobody really had money in alts. And the people that did, every time BTC started to go down, they were panicking and selling their alts, therefore creating an sold point, okay, where it would have come down on the RSI. They would have really sold their coins to get back into USDT while BTC is dropping, with the intention to buy back in. Okay, so due to the sheer number of people who were literally in USDT, then as BTC's been going up recently, I think for most coins they have been fairly stable despite the amazing gains that BTC has done. Okay, a lot of coins have just been absolutely stable, like dead as a dodo. Okay, they have barely even gained anything. They barely even moved a lot of the time. So yeah, I think I may have even confused myself when I was saying that. I don't know whether it made sense to everyone, but yeah. Let's see here. Or maybe Damilon or anyone else, do you guys maybe want to offer an explanation on that, which may be better than my random mumbling?
No, I think for the most part it's good. The one major thing is that you have to consider what you mean when you say going up. So if it's a normal healthy rise, usually alts all follow BTC the same way, because they see BTC. Now this is the alts that normally follow BTC. They see BTC going up. BTC is usually an indicator of the market as a whole. So if you're just going to look at it logically, you'd say if I'm looking at all my alts Satoshi value, the moment Bitcoin goes up, all my alts should technically be going down Satoshi wise because the ratio is going to change. But they all follow usually and keep their price. And sometimes their price goes up even more. And therefore, that's why they can still go up faster than BTC does. What you normally see, though, in a bull run, BTC moves very quickly, like several $100s very fast, or $1,000 very fast. Only a few alts tend to stay with it because everyone is fleeing whatever they have their money in and only putting it into BTC because BTC gets the most visibility. Everyone wants to ride that train. And a lot of people who are a little less active in the crypto market only invest in the most available coins. They don't actually do a lot of the trading pairs. So you're going to see a lot of the people, especially like the Wall Street people and stuff, they're only going to be investing in like your typical Coinbase coins. A lot of times, those are what's going to be in their crypto funds. So they're all going to jump on board the major coins when those coins go up. And that's why, like last year, when you saw BTC on that massive run, Ethereum and Litecoin just kept dropping to nothing until it was basically over. And then everyone's realized that now Ethereum and Litecoin were very much undervalued. And then they pumped up afterwards. So sometimes it takes a little while until kind of the FOMO wears out on Bitcoin. And right now, I think a lot of people are just waiting anxiously to make sure that have we really corrected? Are we done? And then they'll feel comfortable getting in all those altcoins because the altcoins are going to make them potentially more money than Bitcoin will. But Bitcoin is kind of their indicator now, so they're all watching Bitcoin and following it that way.
Okay, thank you. That was definitely a lot more eloquent than I could put it. Thank you for that. I think I even confused myself at the end. I was like, wait, what am I talking about again? Essentially right now, let's just duplicate this screen. No thanks. Let's look at BTC, USDT. Okay, so this major gain right now, this major green candle here has boosted a lot of things. Okay, essentially this green candle here may have been boosted by it. There's a lot of other coins that a lot of people are calling out as going up quite a bit. However, because it's green, we're not going to buy it. Wait, this is Bitcoin, wrong screen. Because it's green, we're not quite going to buy it yet. And we could end up waiting quite a little bit until we can buy back into LTC and ride it up. So what I'm going to suggest, guys, is the following. Okay. Or actually, let's have a look here. So currently the target for LTC is 226. Did anyone see that target?
223 John said to sell.
22 what?
223.
223 to sell. Okay, so it's only $2. Kind of.
I just set LTC sell target minimum 226.
Ah, okay. So John has given a sell target of 226 for LTC. It is a little bit red right now. It's all the way down to 220/221. Guys in the team, how do you feel about us initiating a swing here while it is red and potentially riding this up to 226?
Yeah, go for it.
You know what? For the sake of examples right now and for the sake of teaching, I say we do it.
Yeah, I'll agree there. I might not usually do it, but I think it would be a good example. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
I
a
wouldn't
few
usually
dollars
make
like that.
jump in now, but for the sake of an example, it might be good.
Okay.
my only
so
concern is the 30-minute, 1-hour RSIs. Well, no, actually, it looks. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking. Never mind. Ignore me. I was on the wrong page.
Also,
Okay, so-
of course, it's an expensive coin, so the gains you will get is like not really attractive.
Yep. So guys, I mean, we're probably not going to be able to buy that many of them because we only have $800 in our account. Okay, so going up $2, you know, or even $4 on LTC, you know, we're making $4 multiplied by 4 coins. It's $16. It's still making money, but it's going to be in a relatively short amount of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy on the stream now before it starts to jump up, and then we are going to sell later on You got to join the Discord server. We'll try potentially to do a mini stream. However, maybe not. I was up till 7 a.m. yesterday waiting to do a mini stream for you guys, and it didn't quite work out. I'm just going to come in quickly right now and have a look here at our indicators. Sorry?
Tronics got all the way to 519 and then retraced a bit.
Wow. Okay. So Tronics had a very, very good pump there. It's a shame when I don't have the other indicators on screen to have a look at how MACD is looking, or having a look at who maybe, you know, if Stoch RSI is crossing over, etc. But okay. Just having a chat with the team here, guys. We will be back in a second. Just hold on. Okay, guys, we are going to take a 2-minute break. The stream hasn't ended yet, but I'm going to put up our Be Right Back screen, just so that then we can talk amongst ourselves very quickly and decide on the best strategy. So if you just hold on, we will be back in a few seconds. And welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. We just had to quickly talk about our LTC right now and see how we're going to do this in a way that allows you all to follow along and then essentially not get lost halfway through. So we have agreed that we're going to buy one Litecoin. Not much, but because this is just an example right now to show you guys swinging Litecoin, and our big wall has just come up. And what we're going to do right now is we were planning to put it exactly here, exactly there at 219.51. Okay, and we were going to buy one Litecoin at 219.51. Although right now some extra walls have come up, we are currently at 220. And looking right now over here, we have that's MA, not MACD. I don't know how you change the indicators on the website one. That's really interesting. Let me switch back to the chart here. I'm just going to quickly add on just a couple more indicators. Just for me to very quickly have a look at them. So we're quite good there. However, on Stotch we are crossing over potentially very soon. Okay, we did have our original place to buy all the way down here. However, some walls have come up, as you guys can see. So let's just monitor this again and just see how the chart moves. How long have we got left on this candle? We've got 5 minutes left on this candle. Welcome, guys. This is what it's like when you are monitoring a coin in order to work out how it's going. You could potentially just put in, we're going to move up now to 5.2 because there's a giant wall, there's not a big wall, but we're just going to, I don't like sitting on top of other people's walls. So we're going to put in our order for 219.52. Okay, and now it's indicated over there by the orange kind of triangle, and we were buying one LTC for now. Okay, just to see, someone's come and put a couple of LTC on top of us. And guys, so essentially what we want to do is we want to buy this coin, hold it for a short amount of time, and then sell it again. Okay, and we're going to cut the stream after this buy goes through. Okay, and then you should join the Discord server, where we will be there having a look at then we can have a look at how things are going. Did our order? No, it did not. Then we can have a look at how things are going live over there in the voice channel, and then John will be joining us a little bit later on with a good target to sell at, although our target is currently 226. Okay, so we could potentially make $6 on this trade. We are not going all in. However, the chart has moved quite a bit from when we put our order, and we are running out of time on this candle. We are down to 3.49. What does this tell me, guys? If the candle came down here and then towards the end it started to climb back up slowly, it tells me that the bulls have already started to win the race on this candle. Kind of in the beginning, the bears were winning, it went down quite a bit, and then the bulls started to win as we were going up. And that kind of tells me that potentially, maybe, on the next candle that appears, that we may potentially then see it continue to rise up. It's only a rough estimate, it's not a direct thing, it's not always true, but just looking at the candle sometimes can tell you a very good story of where things are going. So currently it's gone up to 220.61, but again we still have 3 minutes left on this candle. 220.5. Now, by now, guys, a lot of people would have come and just started to move their orders about and move them up and continue to move them up. I prefer to just wait. Once you've chosen a position, to just wait, okay, and see how things go. Because if you had bought when it was 220.41, you would have already started to lose a little bit of money here. So that's why you just wait. We're already going back down to 219. Some tiny orders coming in right now. Buy orders, that is. Nyquist saying, I bought back into BTC last night. Can I follow along but with BTC LTC pair instead of USDT LTC? You could, potentially. However, it may not go up as much because if BTC is also gaining at the same time that LTC is gaining, then the Satoshi value of LTC may potentially remain approximately the same. So while you will still have gains, when you come to enter in the trades, you may not see it as clearly because BTC also gained at that period of time. Usually swing trading, you would do a swing trade between BTC and something else and you focus on the Satoshi value. However, because we are mostly in USDT and this is a coin that is tied with USDT, one of the available coins on the USDT pair, that is why it was chosen and that is why a lot of people have been swing trading it recently. So again, probably got less than a minute. We got 1 minute 20 seconds left. You guys can always tell over here. Okay, how long is left on a candle? 219.9572. And our order now is coming back into visibility down here. 219.52. So come on. This is the point, guys, when most traders will be sat there going, come on, come on, come on, come on, go a bit lower, go a little bit lower, just a little, just tiny bit. I think we've all done that at some point, right, guys?
Yep.
No, never.
Damilon's like, no, never. I've never done that.
Not once.
I just will it to be at the price I want.
Oh, okay. Can you will it so that this goes down to 219.52 for us, please?
No, I've already expended all my willpower for the day.
Oh man. Okay. What are you currently swinging, Demilon?
I finished my nano swing, and I actually wasn't going to be greedy, and that turned out well. And then actually, I just held on to my Bitcoin after I traded it, and it's gone up too. So nothing really. I'm looking for potentials, but haven't found any.
Okay. Jack Jackal. Hey, Jack. Welcome, sir. Glad you can catch us live. Jack Jackal has been posting a lot of comments on the videos, and I have been, and our order has triggered, has it not? I believe our order got triggered. I looked away for a few seconds, and yes, our order is no longer there, and it's no longer in open orders, and instead it's all the way down here. So let's copy this over, ladies and gentlemen, into our trade book now. So, oops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do Control-Shift-V. We're going to remove this here. If the target is 226, okay, that there will be a 2.85% swing, and I'm going to put in the date today, 15, sorry, American, 02/15/2018, or North American, I should say. And we bought one Litecoin, and our target now is to sell at 226. Okay, which should give us a nice 2.85% profit. Now remember, guys, we've only gone in with one Litecoin. We haven't gone all in. Okay, we can see right now how the price is kind of bouncing around where we bought in, and there is potential, guys. You know, we started a new candle. There is potential that we could dip a little bit lower before we start to take back off again. So just having a look right now. All right, guys, if you want to follow along right now with this swing, then you need to sign up to the Discord server. How do you find the Discord server? You go to the video description. There's a link to the cryptochallenge.io website. You click on there, you scroll down, how to take part, the Discord server, click on that, register, sign up. It will take you straight to the Discord server. On the left hand side, you will find a whole section, okay, called, and I'll bring it up here so you guys can see it very clearly. Come on, there we go. Okay, when you arrive, you'll have to go through the verification process. Once you've gone through your verification process, you will see all these other rooms. You scroll down to where you see the crypto challenge, you go into the sign up room, okay, and then you write in there, I am in, okay, or you can write another comment like Mr. Walter has, saying, I'm in, I quit my job and I'm ready to change my life. Thank you very much, Walter. You go in there, you click on the, you write in sign up, then you will get access to all the other rooms here. Now, what you will do is that you will go down to the bottom, you will go into voice, you click on where it says voice here. That there will move your audio or to connect your audio to the voice room there. And you also click on voice chat, Okay, and that there is where we will be talking directly about this swing trade and how we are doing things. Okay, is that understood? If it's not, we're going to end the video soon, and then you can rewind it and you can check it out. Okay, so that's how you're going to stay up to date right now with a swing. We're not going to put out a tweet saying, oh yeah, we sold at this price. I'm sorry guys, but doing that, then a lot of people who haven't watched the stream will be like, wait, what the hell did they sell at that price? Okay. Magic Mind saying, just for your information, weird rumor. Yep, Magic Mind. I can tell you straight away, okay? It doesn't matter who bought how much of Bitcoin, okay? A lot of people like to believe that every single address relates to an individual and a person. Believe it or not, a lot of these addresses relate to exchanges. They relate to investment companies. They may even relate to something such as the futures market, okay? And some action related to there. Don't always worry when there's a massive purchase or a massive sell of a coin, okay? Generally, it will be some business transaction that's happening or something related to business and not just some crazy person who decided to go and buy 500 or 400 million worth of Bitcoin. I think I may have missed out on... There we go. Can you say again, please, how we can define that it is a good swinging movement for a coin? You can rewind the video, I think. Right now, guys, we are following on John's TA for this swing. Okay, that is what we are basing this off of right now. And John has done some extensive TA into LTC, okay, in order to do the swing and proceed. Right now, guys, the price is 219.15. Okay. If you are normally kind of swing trading, then you never go all in at one point. You buy a little bit at one point, and then you wait and you see which way it moves. And if it moves, you go down a little bit more, and then you buy a little bit more there, and then you buy a little bit more, and you buy a little bit more. And I know that when John speaks to us later, he will be like, why didn't you guys go all in on the LTC? And I think it's just an agreement with myself and the guys in the team here that would maybe not be the best move. Is that correct, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so because we're doing this right now for educational reasons, okay, that is why we are not going all in on LTC. However, if we see massive potential, okay, for something to take off, or maybe even LTC to take off further, then we may buy in some more LTC. But for now, we've got one LTC, making us happy. A quarter of our stack, okay, is currently in LTC. Sorry, a quarter of our Bitcoin. Where's the correct place for this? Let's come here. So a quarter of our Satoshi that we had saved up in thing is in there. So currently our split, let me just refresh this on my application. We have, I would say we have about 15% in Litecoin, about 20% in Walton. So yeah, that is it. Can you also send notifications through Discord announcement system? I am not always listening on voice. Yes, we can do that for today, just for this swing. All right, guys. Anyone in the server with me here? Does anyone want to add anything else onto today's session at all?
I'm all good.
Just be patient.
Okay, very wise words. Guys, yep, sometimes it can take a while. Sometimes you can see it's gone down a little bit and you're like, oh no, I'm going to lose lots of money. Don't worry about it.
We were swinging it last night. We didn't just decide at this moment we were going to buy it. So we were watching the candle go down, looking at resistance lines, saying, okay, we think it's going to hit this. And we started buying in small pieces as it was going down, just in case it bounced. Because when it finally does bounce, sometimes it bounces, you know, several dollars instantly. So if you didn't already place any, now all of a sudden you're more likely to FOMO in because you think it's going to shoot up, but it might come right back down again. So you can space it out again, you know, the layered buys we talked about. And then when it finally goes up again, your cost is basically the average of all the ones you bought weighted. And then when you sell again, then you're in profits later. So it kind of helps every time it goes down a little. Just you need to make sure you know what your cutoff points are. And if it goes well beyond that resistance that you were expecting, you might want to, you know, consider at what point you'd want to cut losses versus just hold. So because you're guessing. So based on the TA and the indicators that you've seen.
Yep. And of course, following on with John and asking questions in the server quite often, then you can generally get a good thing. If you guys have a look here at how this has come down so far from the peak at 224, you can kind of see that same pattern happening in several places. Okay, just before it starts to rise, it will happen occasionally, like, why am I even looking on here? For example, you can see here where it came up to a point and then it kind of went down and then started to climb back up again. Again, here came up to a point, started to kind of go a bit sideways and down and then climb back up again. So it's not really something to worry about. Some people may say, oh, but Techie, have a look up here how it went up and then it hit something and then it just started to drop back down. That is why our target is a mere 226. Okay, so we are looking at approximately this level here to sell at. Okay, so it's not really that much of a big thing. Here are previous kind of lines, 218. Okay, and below are lines that we were kind of testing a little bit before. They're not really that accurate right now. So we have our LTC. We bought it at what did we buy it at? 219.52. Okay, it's currently 218.15. It may dip a little bit further down, but so far everything is pointing at it going back up very, very soon. And if we come over to our LTC, we can see
It's just following BTC now.
Yeah, what is that? That's actually a very good point. What is BTC doing?
It's dipping.
Okay, so Bitcoin is dipping a little bit. Okay. Nothing of concern to me yet, the way it's dipping. So let's just have a look and see how it may proceed, and we will keep you guys up to date on the Discord server. So before we carry on for another bunch of time, we're already 24 minutes over. That's it for tonight, guys. Again, join Discord server, link to the Discord server in the video description. Give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to YouTube as well, and good feedback is always welcome. And that will be it from us for tonight. Yeah, we will catch you guys tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. EST. From myself and Crypto Romeo, Damilon, Grizz, and Jeff in the team, we wish you guys a good night and take care. See you on the Discord.